That boy Ray used to have to get dressed, put on his uniform when he didn't want to go to school. Go to school, only stream on Friday and Saturdays. When he got motion, Ray had to put on his uniform or call me and say, Kai, I don't want to go to school, but this shit is ass. I want to stream. Guess what he did though? He went and he was cooking. And that's your main squeeze. Y'all like this. That's your boy. That's your boy, right?
That is my main squeeze.
That's your boy. You and Ray, y'all like this. So if he could do it, why can't you, bro? You got one more year, gang. I want you to be able to show niggas that not only you can stream, but you can also get your shit done.
Make you a promise, yeah. I promise you right now. Look, I will come to your graduation if you pass. If you're able to graduate, which is when, next year?
Yeah.
I'll come to your graduation.
Bet.
I'll come all the way to Syracuse just for you to see you graduate.
Now I'm gonna make sure I graduate, nigga.
Tap me up. We need a handshake.
I have to take one test, okay? I gotta take one test. And if I pass that thing, June 20th, I'm gonna fucking graduate. Kai went all the way to Taiwan. It cannot go to the Qs for me.
Rakai is only days away from graduation, but according to reports, he could still be banned from attending the ceremony. And what happened next turned his final weeks of school into one of the biggest controversies of his career. After spending the last year balancing online classes with a full-time streaming career, he is...
All right, listen, the bad news is, right? So, graduation is obviously coming up. I graduate June 20th, right? But where the bad news come in is that, right? For my mom told me for order me in a school called for order me to graduate and walk the stage, I would have to re-enjoin in-person school until May 30th till June 20th.
Finally approaching the finish line. But getting a diploma is not as simple as completing assignments and passing classes. According to what he recently told viewers, there is one requirement that changes everything. If he wants to walk across the stage and graduate with everyone else, he has to be physically present in Syracuse from May 30th all the way through June 20th.
My mom told me for order me in a school called for order me to graduate.
At first, that sounded like a straightforward update. Then people started paying closer attention. Almost immediately, the conversation shifted back to the struggles that have followed his education journey for months.
I would have to re-enjoin.
During the stream, a couple of small verbal mistakes caught viewers off guard. On their own, they might not have meant much, but because of everything already surrounding his graduation, those moments quickly became talking points across social media. Clips began spreading, comments started piling up. And before long, people were no longer discussing a simple graduation update. They were debating what those moments might reveal about the pressure Rakai has been dealing with behind the scenes. Some viewers focused on the mistakes themselves. Others saw them as evidence of just how stressful this entire situation has become. Either way, the attention kept growing. Every clip, every reaction, and every discussion seemed to add another layer to the story. But surprisingly, those viral moments turned out to be far from the biggest problem.
Okay, and let me talk. So then, boom, I had 3 meetings. One is saying like, okay, I go to school, so I can't go to school right now. It's saying, okay, they said that the school been talking about me going back to school, and they think like it's just not gonna work. Like, you went to school, no one's gonna be able to focus, which I think that's just, you feel me? I feel like that's facts or not. That's check it out, Chad. They say if I go to school, oh, I'm a cause shit like that. Y'all saying facts?
Because not long after, a much more serious detail began circulating. Reports suggested that even if Rakai successfully completed every graduation requirement, there was still a chance he would not be allowed to attend the ceremony in person. And according to discussions happening online, the concern was not about grades. It was not about attendance. Instead, it was about something far more unexpected. Some believed the school viewed him as a potential disruption. And if that was true, the biggest challenge standing between Rakai and graduation might not have been passing school at all. it might have been everything that came with being Rakai. Rakai had already made one thing clear publicly. Kai Cenat and the rest of AM were expected to show up at his graduation. What started as a personal milestone quickly turned into something much bigger. On stream, he talked about it openly, inviting people from across the streaming world, building the moment into what felt like a major public event before it even happened. From the school's perspective, however, that changed everything. What should have been a quiet, traditional graduation ceremony now looked like it could turn into a full-scale social media spotlight.
They say that I didn't do a whole, I didn't for the whole year online, I didn't do no history. They say I have a zero in history. How the fuck I got zero history? And how the do I got a zero in history? Cause guess what? Online, it never showed me I had history. You feel me? And y'all laugh like that shit funny, bro. That shit not.
And that raised concerns. The idea was simple. Too much attention could shift focus away from the students and families who were there for a normal graduation experience. Instead of the ceremony belonging to the graduates, it risked becoming a spectacle centered around outside personalities. Then things escalated again.
The good news is that I had to take one test, okay? I gotta take one test, and if I pass that thing, June 20th, I'm gonna fucking graduate.
While streaming, Rocky discovered something that changed the tone completely. He had a zero in history, not for one assignment, but for the entire year. His explanation was straightforward. According to him, the online school system never properly displayed the assignments, meaning he never completed work he didn't even know existed. That explanation didn't settle the conversation. If anything, it intensified it, because now people weren't just reacting to one grade anymore. They were questioning the system behind it and how much of the situation had been unfolding out of view. On stream, the zero quickly became the main talking point, and online reactions split almost instantly. Some believed it was a system failure. Others felt it revealed deeper issues in how everything had been managed from the beginning.
And so we gotta do, chat. So I gotta pass this one test. And now you fail it? See, that's bad. Like, chat, why are you telling me use ChatGPT for the test? Nigga, I can't use ChatGPT, bro, because it's in person. It's in person, bro. So like, chat, listen, basically, chat, okay, it's a region. It's a social study region. That's what I'm saying. I failed that shit multiple times, bro.
But regardless of which side people took, the story kept expanding. Every new detail added more pressure. Every update made the situation feel heavier. And with graduation still not secured, nothing about it felt stable anymore. People weren't just reacting to the grade itself. They were watching the entire situation play out in real time.
Chat, hold on, chat. It might be delayed. It might be delayed. Hold on. Chat, it might be delayed. He left or no? He left? Chat, it might be delayed. Kai, will you come to my graduation June 20th?
And in that environment, even a small clip could turn into a major debate within minutes. Eventually, after 3 separate meetings with the superintendent, a compromise was reportedly reached. According to online discussions, there was now one final requirement left: a single social studies Regents exam. Pass it, and he would be allowed to attend graduation in person on June 20th.
Okay, it might be delayed. Hold on. That's what I'm saying right there. So I'm saying, I don't want to graduate anymore. The fuck, bro? I don't even want to graduate anymore, okay? What the fuck?
Fail it, and everything would fall apart at the last step. That alone made the pressure even heavier. At the time of the stream, the exam was only 10 days away, and that felt even more intense when people remembered he had allegedly struggled with this exact exam before.
What the fuck? Kai went all the way to Taiwan. You can't come to the Q's. Fuck that. Kai went all the way to Taiwan. You can't come to the Q's for me? Nah, Chad, that's not going through your head yet, Chad. That's going through your head too fast. Kai went all the way to Taiwan. It cannot go to the Q's for me. It's literally an hour-away flight, bro. That's fucked up, bro. Nah, mentally, bro. Hold on, bro.
He told his chat there would be no shortcuts this time, and even joked that ChatGPT wouldn't help anyway, since the test had to be taken in person. That's why every update online started getting amplified, because this was no longer just about school. It had turned into a public countdown. Every detail was being analyzed, every update was being clipped, and every reaction was feeding into the next wave of attention. Some saw the compromise as a fair chance to prove himself.
Look at my boy. Here, my boy. Yeah. Of course, my boy. Hi. You good? You good?
It's nice to
Yeah. Of course. I could have been.
Others felt the situation had already become unnecessarily complicated. But one thing was clear, the pressure was no longer private, it was happening in front of an audience that was watching every step. He asked people to keep their fingers crossed, repeating over and over that he was genuinely doing his best. And for a moment, it felt like something shifted.
Boy, Ray used to have to get dressed, put on his uniform when he didn't want to go to school. Go to school, only stream on Friday and Saturdays. When he got motion. Ray had to put on his uniform or call me and say, God, I don't want to go to school, but this shit is ass. I want to stream. Guess what he did though? He went and he was cooking. And that's your main squeeze. Y'all like this. That's your boy. That's your boy, right?
That is my main squeeze.
That's your boy. You and Ray, y'all like this. So if he could do it, why can't you, bro? You got one more year, gang. I want you to be able to show niggas that not only you can stream, but you can also get your shit done. But look though, you can't show me no grades. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Jimmy Fallon, right? I'm gonna pull up on my boy.
For the first time in a while, a large part of the internet seemed to be on his side, which even caught some viewers off guard. Then came the moment that changed the tone again. The Kai Cenat moment. Just a day earlier, Kai had appeared inside Rakai's stream, not as a guest, not on camera, but simply as a viewer in the chat, watching from a distance. Rakai noticed it immediately.
You're supposed to take in what people tell you and let it affect you on a day-to-day basis. You're supposed to take it in and just use it as fuel. It'll only make you stronger. If somebody tell you you can't do something, you prove to them that you can.
You're right.
I hope when you go back home, take everything I'm saying and you really like.
No, I did saying for
I
sure.
hope you do your homework when you go back home.
No, I am.
I hope so. I really hope so, bro.
I am.
Cause I know you're not.
Yes, I am.
I remember I said I'll come to your graduation. You graduate.
Deadass?
Yeah, so pass. Make you a promise here. I promise you right now. Look, I will come to your graduation if you pass. If you're able to graduate, which is when, next year?
Yeah.
I'll come to your graduation.
Bet.
I'll come all the way to Syracuse just for you, to see you graduate.
Now I'm gonna make sure I graduate, nigga.
Tap me up. We need a hand.
And without hesitation, he asked the question directly in front of thousands of viewers. No answer came, and then quietly, Kai left the stream. That silence did more damage than any response could have, because now people weren't just reacting to what happened, they were reacting to what didn't happen. And in moments like this, silence tends to speak louder than words. From that point on, the situation stopped feeling like a normal stream interaction. It became something else entirely.
Check in it.
Bro, so what do you do? Like this? I'm like, you know, on the phone. What? What about this? On the phone. What? What about this? Bro, that's what the fuck you doing?
Never forget the bev. Never. Don't ever talk back saying you forgot your drink. What's your necessity?
My what?
Necessity.
Huh?
What's your not necessity. What's your necessity? Wait, I'm saying it wrong. What's your what's it called? Oh, ethnicity.
What does that mean?
Wait, Chad, what's it called? How you say that right there?
Ethnicity?
Ethnicity, yeah, my bad. Ethnicity.
Like Caucasian?
Oh, you're just Caucasian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cause you could have been like anything else, I don't know, it's like that.
Yeah.
Much. Medicine. But fuck this shit, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just gonna take. You can't even talk.
Read this, come on. Read this right here. Right here.
Our life was beginning to get very.
A life, my nigga. Oh
I'm at least.
Oh, no, oh.
Yeah, goes back.
A lice.
Yeah, try to be fast. Hold on, go back. Go back.
A fucking
go back.
But it can all spark to make a strong artwork. That's how I would define the sneaker equation. I would say these sneakers have gone through.
What's a vowel? Right now. You in 12th grade. What's a vowel, bro?
Vowel? It's like a vowel, nigga.
Oh my God.
People weren't just watching content anymore. They were watching real-time reactions unfold in front of them. And every pause, every delay, every unanswered moment suddenly felt amplified. In environments like this, even the smallest interaction can escalate quickly, especially when viewers are already emotionally invested in the outcome. Some people read Kai's exit as a sign that nothing was going to be handed to Rakai. Others believe the situation was being overanalyzed because the audience was already too deep into the story. But either way, the clip didn't die down. It spread, and with it, the pressure grew. What was once just a stream moment turned into something that felt closer to a public checkpoint, where every reaction was being judged in real time. Then things shifted again. The same figure who had once pushed Rakai to take school seriously, the one who repeatedly used Rai as an example of what discipline looked like, the person who had reportedly said he would attend the graduation, finally appeared in the narrative again. He saw the message and left without saying a word. That moment hit differently. Rakai didn't hide his reaction this time. It clearly affected him, and it pushed him back into a comparison that had been building in his mind for a while. When Ray graduated, Kai Cenat reportedly traveled from the United States all the way to Taiwan just to be there, a long-distance trip that people still talk about online. And that comparison became the spark. Because suddenly viewers weren't just watching a graduation story anymore. They were judging presence, who shows up and who doesn't. Once that idea spread, every detail started getting reinterpreted. Every clip got dissected, every reaction became fuel for a bigger conversation. Some argued that expectations had already been set too high. Others felt the criticism was unfair and exaggerated, but by that point, the narrative had already taken on a life of its own. And the more silence there was, the louder the speculation became. Because now it wasn't just about graduation anymore. It was about expectation, loyalty, and who the internet believes shows up when it actually matters. Now, Rakai is in Syracuse asking for what is basically a short domestic flight. Ray got Taiwan, while Rakai is asking for Syracuse. And that comparison hits differently because Kai was one of the biggest reasons Rakai even tried to finish school in the first place. Kai did not just casually bring up education once and move on. He reportedly sat Rakai down and intentionally used Rai as the example. Multiple people familiar with the situation later claimed that Kai had specifically said he would attend the graduation, which made the silence around it feel even more noticeable. That is why the conversation kept widening online, because people were not only focused on the graduation itself, they were also reading into what the moment would say about support, loyalty, and follow-through. In comment sections, some viewers treated it like a simple travel question, while others saw it as a bigger test of whether the earlier encouragement would actually turn into action. The longer the message stayed unclear, the more room there was for speculation. And that is usually when internet reactions start getting louder. At that point, even a small update could change the entire tone because people were already waiting for some kind of confirmation. And with expectations this high, every pause, every word, and every detail started carrying far more weight than it normally would in any school situation. That promise really mattered. It became one of the main reasons Rakai kept pushing forward anytime he felt like giving up. Still, some people pushed back on the criticism aimed at Kai. Their argument was simple. If one of the biggest streamers in the world showed up at a Syracuse graduation ceremony, the spotlight could shift instantly. The event might stop feeling like it was about the students, and suddenly all attention could land on Kai instead. Security concerns would rise, crowds could gather, and that is exactly why some viewers felt the situation was more complicated than it looked. Students who worked for years to reach that moment could end up feeling like background figures at their own graduation. And honestly, that concern was not unreasonable. But to understand how Rakai ended up just 10 days away from graduation in the first place, you have to go back further. Rocky originally left high school to focus on streaming full-time. As his popularity grew, so did the criticism around his education. Clips started circulating of him mispronouncing simple words, struggling with spelling, and having trouble expressing ideas most people would have learned much earlier in life. The criticism eventually became so loud that he tried to return to education through a boarding school program while still streaming. But that plan fell apart before it even properly started. The boarding school stream was canceled before day one. Not because of the school and not because of academics, but because the school began receiving threatening messages. This reportedly followed backlash tied to Rakai's comments about El Rubius in Mexico during a Mr. Video. Members of the Spanish YouTube community allegedly began targeting nearly every platform and project connected to him. Soon after, the controversy reached the boarding school itself. The school had nothing to do with the drama, but it still got pulled into the center of it. With safety concerns rising for staff and students, administrators decided to step away completely. Ironically, the same online pressure that contributed to Rakai's education struggles ended up destroying one of his biggest attempts to fix them. After that, he returned to online school and continued streaming. And now, after all the setbacks, controversies, failed exams, public embarrassment, and constant pressure surrounding him, Rakai is left with one final hurdle. One test, one graduation ceremony, and one real chance to prove he can finish what he started. If this Syracuse graduation situation has you watching closely, like, subscribe, share, comment, and see you on the next.